So I understood that once I started working, and this is like, when I'm looking into energy, it's like all of a sudden you you can apply fire or you can apply water, and then I got this hand here, the right hand seemed to be like the welder.
So I have to say, the weirdest thing when I'm explaining to someone else about Tom, and there are a number of weird things, but this particularly is the standout for me. And that is when he's working, his fingers click. And I just thought he had arthritic fingers, but it's not the case. And Tom, I think it's probably only fair that you explain this before you show people this amazing thing.
Yeah, the finger clicking thing. You know, I like every kid. I used to click my fingers, like every kid when they're just younger, just to understand. I'm clicking my fingers. My mum used to sort of
Tell
say,
you off, probably.
yeah, exactly. She'll say you're holding a cup of tea one day and all your fingers will just drop off like that. So well, not drop off, but you lose all your joints. You won't be able to hold a cup of tea if you keep doing that. So and then you get over it and stuff like that. And then when I started doing this work, and certainly when I getting into spirits, certainly with a place and stuff like that, working on a house or a church or a whole village or whatever, and you go into a place and there's spirits there, or there's some sort of energy going on, there's some sort of communication happening, and most people would have heard this of when you get energies where like you'll hear a click around the room somewhere,
Right.
something like a floorboard that would just go.
Or a fridge that clicks. Or...
Yeah, a fridge that clicks. But even sometimes I'm in a church. There's no fridges, and it could be just like a piece of furniture, which is all to do with heat and cold stress and stuff like that. But at the same time, there's a lot of times when it's inexplainable that you're in a house where there's heating and the temperature doesn't change and everything like that. So I used to do. I've got this really curious thing. Where I've got one thumb, because I used to suck it as a kid.
Tom Thumb.
Yeah. And I've got one thumb that's really smaller than the other. So one's metric, the other one's sort of like imperial. That's the way I look at it, because that's what we call an inch. And in French, it's called a pouce, which means thumb.
All right.
An inch. So this is obviously not an inch. These inches are, that's 10 centimetres and that's an inch. So, but I digress. So I get a click and then I kind of go, okay, I'd wait for this one or this one. And it was these two knuckles here that would click.
No.
And so whether that was a good entity or a bad entity.
Okay.
And I'm talking like when I was like 20, 21, that sort of thing, it started happening. Then when I started like applying energy and, when I started playing with energy
And looking at...
looking at things, I actually discovered that like a little bit like Veda. So you got different fingers that give different types of energy, Puna, and fire and I've forgotten the names off the top of my head, Pitta, and everything like that, and so I understood that once I started working, and this is like, when I'm looking into energy, it's like all of a sudden you can apply fire or you can apply water, and then I got this hand here, the right hand seemed to be like the welder, and it just seemed to be welding the energy, and every time it clicks, every time I work on it. So if I'm working on someone at the minute, doing them on that for their thingy, there it goes.
So when does the click stop? If it's fixed, do you kind of set it when it's fixed?
It sort of like welds it in place.
And then it stopped clicking?
Yeah, sorry. And then, that's what I was just working something out. So, so if I go through it, so once it's going through it, I was trying to get this microphone on. I've really got to get this microphone on. Hang on a second. Let me just, we're back onto this. Okay, so, so this is it. It will click when I'm working. And then so if I get someone I'm working on at the moment, there you go, really does start clicking. So let's just do it. Let's just get in there and get that out the way like that. I need to make sure I've got the right height. So there you go. Got that. Getting that little rooty out there. Get that away. There it goes. And then now the work is done. I can't click anymore. I can try as much as I can, and and if I push, I get little things, but we're looking at really minute aspects that no one will be able to sort of like,
discern.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, so there's that. So let's see it. There was a person we saw the other day. He's got problems with the backs. In fact, they're walking with crutches and stuff like that. Let's just have a go and have a look at that. So we go down to his lower back, and there you go. It started. There you go. And there.
So it's kind of a feedback loop for you.
Totally. It's and sometimes you can get like, so if I go to somebody else who's got a bad neck, so I go into their bad neck, and there's literally just one thing to bolt it, and you can be working through, and then you kind of go, I see the loop that needs to be corrected, and then it's book. And yeah, that's if I had to do that all day, I'd have real pain. But the funny thing is, I never get my hands are never painful.
No inflammation.
There's no inflammation or anything like that. I don't get any pain and stuff like that. It's
extraordinary.
And I explain it like this. I think it's a discharge of energy within my aura, and my aura is sort of like coming out and kind of boom, boom, and hitting against your aura, and it's like banging in pins of energy that fixes that energy in place until the body has repaired itself, and then it just sort of like kind of gives carte blanche back to the owner of the body.
Okay.
Or not the owner, because it's only the earth that owns the body. But yeah, so
Fascinating.
It is absolutely amazing. And you've had things as well from your side. You've been, obviously you've done a lot of stuff with me over the last 6 years, and you've got moments where it's all sort of clicking.
I do. If I'm working on myself, if I'm trying to remove something, I will, as I take it away, I can get clicks, and I know that there was something there. And if I go back to it and it doesn't create a click, I know that it's not a problem anymore. But also on the spirit front,
have you noticed any particular? Because I noticed within my fingers, I had other students that used to notice in their elbow.
No, it tends to be in my thumbs.
Okay, so you're like me. You start in your thumbs. Yeah, and that's definitely
down to sucking your thumb as a child, obviously.
Obviously, that's what it's all about. So yeah, that's just a video. That's seeing how all the that's just a basic thing of what we do. It's one of the mechanical things of everything.
But I have never ever seen any other type of healer working in that way.
It's very strange.
You are unique in that way.
Yeah, I've got clicky hands.
Yeah, the clicky man.
Yes, clickety click. See you soon.